Coming up next, Garbo and I go to counseling. I don't know what I was expecting, but not that. Welcome back to Night in the Woods. Last time we had a dream about a squirrel. The dream sequences are so different. And we've been having some times where we sit down and watch TV with our dad, and it's not like we're having conversation, and it's hard to tell if we're actually bonding because we're spending time or if we're just spending time. Having said that, let's wake up. It's amusing every time. We can talk to Gregg and bang. Hey boyo, at work all day. Very bored. Work sucks. Crap Falcon, more like it. Hey, got a call from Mrs. Miranda. Apparently she's upset that we messed up her basement. I mean, I can see that. Whatever, she didn't pay us to clean it up. I'm at work all day. Just saying, if you want to say hello. I feel like both of these characters were like, I would like to see you. It'd be nice if you came by, but neither one of them just flat out said, can you please see me? I would like to talk to you. I'm here to be helloed at. And I can see that being hard because if Mae is already having a hard time seeing her own self-worth, it can be harder to see it if people in her life don't openly say, hey, I appreciate you and I would like to spend more time with you, because that can leave more room for self-doubt. That shark is always there to appreciate us, though. I suppose the same is true for the opposite. Like, Mae doesn't openly tell these people, hey, I would like to spend time with you. So how much could that potentially leave room for other people's self-doubt to grow too? Like, it's a two-way street, so to speak. Yeah, Dad put it up here. Dad should move them. It's only fair. So how many times do we have to watch TV with Dad before Dad moves those boxes? I wonder if you can learn to talk to birds. Like, don't we already talk to birds? It's more like if the birds talk back in a way that we can understand them. Don't get me wrong, some birds probably talk back a lot. Hi, Mom. Yawn. Morning, long night. There was a squirrel. Yeah, I went to work with Bae. Oh, are you gonna work there? There's a lot of... So in the very beginning, I felt like there was pressure from the town, like people we didn't know. And sometimes it's easier to dismiss opinions of people we don't know because, like, you don't know me. What do you know about my life? But now there's these comments from the parents about, like, hey, you gonna get the job? And I can kind of see their perspective if they don't know what's happened at college. Like, kind of this idea of, like, there's no reason to not comment on it, but that still doesn't make it any less pressure still, where it's like, oh great, now the town is saying, like, get a job, and parents are saying get a job. That's a lot of pressure. And I get, when I step back and look at all the other information that the game has given us about this family, I don't feel like that's purposefully putting pressure on Mae. I feel like it's something where they just don't know what's happened at college. So it's like, well, shit, like, I want you to be successful. And in order to be successful in society, you have to be able to pay bills. So I want to encourage you to be able to pay bills, basically. I think that that's where that's coming from. This is one of those things where the game feels realistic because it feels complicated, if that makes sense. That's how a lot of life kind of feels. No, Mom, I was just tagging along. Though I was, like, really useful. It was a new and exciting feeling. You okay? Yeah, just been doing boring adult stuff. That feels like a lot of life. What kind of adult stuff? I'm adult stuff. It's like there are some adult things that Mae is very excited to join in on, and other adult things where Mae is like, I don't want a fucking job. Just like budget, bills, numbers. Oh, I hate that adult stuff. A lot of adulthood is number stress. I can relate to that. Which is awful because I feel like for me as a kid, I was like, I want to grow up so fast. And I had adults in my life tell me, you don't want to grow up. What are you talking about? And kid me insisted, I totally want to grow up. And then I became an adult. And I remember looking back on that going, what was I thinking? I did not want to grow up at all. That was horrible. Adults have to pay taxes and bills and that sounds bad. I'm bad at numbers. May, so am I. Oh, I remember. Okay, well, I'm gonna head out. Have a nice day. May's mom reads a lot. Numbers, numbers, numbers. Ooh, okay. Bye, May's mom. I'm gonna cause chaos on the streets of Gotham. Oh, well, it's not raining today. It's always construction. Anybody out in the streets? No. Is it a turnip in the mouth of the pumpkins? It looks like it's making the pumpkins sick. Like there's sick coming out. I've just never seen jack-o'-lanterns done that way. And I have a civic duty at this point to be on all of the telephone wires. Because what else would I do with my time? Oh, I can look at the stars. Well, I mean, that's something I could do. I really like this ivy that's growing along this thing, too. Would ivy get, like, in the bricks? And, oh, God. Would ivy get in the bricks and, like, start destroying buildings? I don't know. Hi, you're new. I don't know you. But I can't talk to you, so. Oh. I remember when Bay's family had a house and that a tiny depressing apartment. Oh, I might as well talk to you about your porch. This is also my civic duty. You're gonna make my dog anxious, and she poops a lot when she's anxious. Well, now I feel bad. I'm sorry, I'll leave your porch. Hi. Totally. What's up, Selmers? You know what's good? Off the top of my head? Donuts and candy and cookies. Not bleeding on your seat in junior high? Well, that was not what I was thinking. Not falling in a trash can and puking on yourself? Also not what I was thinking. Not seriously injuring someone during your first kiss at senior prom? Is that what all of that stuff was about? Let's go with that one. I was gonna say those fruit snack thingies. Oh my gosh, yes. Or like Gushers fruit snack thingies. Totally not like real fruit, but like still good. Probably because they're not real fruit. We used to eat them in grade school. Probably not just grade school. Oh, right. Yeah, those are really good. Did that other thing happen to you? No, totally not. Want to hear a new poem? Yes, absolutely. Like at this point, I feel like listening to the poems is a way to be supportive. Yes. Sometimes I like fruit snacks out by the train tracks. Hey, decent. A juice box and headphones. I enter the juice zone. Geez, those are like all I want now. Thank you, May. Yes. You made them sound so real. I can taste the atomic dino snacks and the blue clear squeezer. Thanks. I think Mr. Chazakov's up there again. Oh, really? He's gonna fall right on the stoop one day. I hope not. I can see the water tower from my back window. Seen a fire up by there the other night. Wonder who was up there. I don't know. Maybe that's where the arm came from. It's whoever set the fire. Now I gotta go back up the wires. Hey, squirrel, this is not a race. But if it was, I won. This town has so many squirrels. Like, is there someone feeding the squirrels? And pigeons. There's a huge population of pigeons and squirrels. Jumped right over it in this town. I feel so bad when I jump on them. Okay, don't miss this jump. Oh, I thought I missed it. Okay, it took me a while, but I'm here. Mae Borowski. Yep. Up here on my roof. Yep. come to hunt some dusk stars? Definitely. Of course. That is exactly why we're here. Come have a look. Because they have some rather morbid stories, and Mae loves that. Ah, my eyes. Filter. Ah. Dusk stars. That sounds like another song that Mae could write about. Oh, the stars from before are still here. So are all these stars that we can kind of see, like in the background, like this one, are they all gonna be one? And I just have really bad luck with finding the one I'm trying to find right now. I feel like that's probably the case. Yeah. Found one, found one, found one. Let's have a look. Sterling the Seer. How come I've never heard of these guys? By the time they got to these rare stars, the well-known myths and legends were taken. This one, Sterling, is a tale of the world changing and leaving one behind. That sounds familiar. These are all gonna be bummers, huh? Was he not psychic? These are all gonna be bummers, huh? That is not for me to say. It is a bad thing, or is it a bad thing for the world to move on? I don't think inherently, but it probably feels really shitty if we don't feel like we're moving with it. Well, I mean, this guy probably doesn't think so. So that response to me feels like Mae kind of thinks that it is, potentially because of her perspective and like where she is at in life. Either way, one day his king met a new sage, an astronomer, and she showed the king how the planets and stars orbit in regular patterns and why, and the king kicked Sterling out of his quarters, for the seer had long told the king a different story about the stars. So like, science came in and booted non-science out. Did Sterling believe his own story? Or that sounds fair. Did Sterling believe his own story? I believe he did. Well, that's how things go. Is there no responsibility to care for those whose labors, even one's universe, are suddenly replaced with a new one? So like, is there a responsibility to the past because they tried and like it wasn't out of malice? Are they obsolete? Yeah. That reminds me of the DVD store, right? Like, is this stuff obsolete just because a lot of people or society has moved on to something else? Like, when do we consider something obsolete? And just because we consider something obsolete, does that mean that we have to treat it like shit? Or make it inaccessible? Can we still treat that stuff with respect? Makes me think of what I've commented on before when it comes to how society treats elders. Can't we treat stuff with respect? Even if we've kind of moved on, I guess? That's how life is, or no? No, I forgot what the question was. What is to be done? I don't know. I mean, that's kind of the big thing with a lot of these type of philosophical questions, is there's often no clear solution or right or wrong answer, or that kind of stuff with it. Isn't there some other job the king could give him? Yeah, potentially. Or some way where he doesn't have to be useful to the king in order to survive. It's one to ponder. The stars, they make one think. I feel like that's really the job that this teacher is going after, is to just like make everyone think. Is he really an astronomy teacher or more of a philosophy teacher? Where are these other blasted stars? Oh. God. Boom. Found one. Let's see. Ah, yes, Simone the fighter. She got gone. Simone lived in a good land. But under every good land are the roots of oppression, and in this land, those roots took hold and choked out all else. That was poetic, Mr. Chazikov. Or, geez, that was poetic. Thanks, I was just reading the summary off my phone. Don't give me credit. It was Google. Oh. We may not have signal, but we have Wi-Fi. Anyway, when the borders closed and the curfew began, Simone and her comrades began to plot. They infiltrated, they sabotaged, they freed prisoners. Very nice. That probably depends on, like, your perspective at the time, though, too, whether you consider that very nice or really shitty. Simone was one of the first to be identified, but she evaded capture even as the wanted posters went up. As whispers of her grew throughout the land, more and more of her neighbors prayed in the night that Simone would be their salvation. Was she? Or that's a lot of pressure for one person. That is a lot of pressure for one person. It makes me think of the Hunger Games, which is like something I haven't read or watched in a long time, but this idea of one person being a figurehead for a movement that is an incredible amount of pressure for one person. Of course, Mae is at this place where the pressure is get a job, right? She was not alone, of course. She was but one part in a growing organism, but she became a symbol. It is difficult to think of many things, so sometimes having a symbol for all of them is important. Like numbers. We do not know where Simone is buried. Oh, God damn it. I knew this wasn't going to be happy. I mean, there are rarely things about, like, resistance that end up great, because first off, why is there a resistance to begin with? Usually not because of not great things, but also resistance usually doesn't end in something peaceful. We do know that when things boiled over, she led a charge against the palace gates, and behind those gates were cannons. Oh, God, oh no. Many years later, when the mass graves were exhumed, oh God, mass graves. That just never sounds great. Her bones were mixed with so many others. It was said that she now lives on in the bones of all in her country. I mean, like, that sounds like a nice way to talk about it. It still sounds really shitty. She said, it got dark and sad and spooky. Yeah, that is history. Yeah, history isn't always great. Has both of them for today. Neato. Shit. I don't know what I was expecting, but not that. Wow, that was pretty great. Come by again. Couple days. We shall hunt the stars. Sterling and Simone. I like how Simone is a deer? Doe, whatever you want to call it. Which are usually considered very timid creatures, but yet that story was not timid. That was not a timid story. I need to successfully steal today. That should not be taken out of context. Wife long gone. Oh, kids don't care. Oh, tunnelfish are always there. Shit. Yeah, man. Oh God, please don't listen. Like, please don't listen to me make poetry out of my, like, shit. I bet some rat babies would love a delicious pretzel. I need to successfully steal today. I can't be greedy with my stealing. Can't be greedy with my stealing. How fucked up is that? Just take it slow. We're gonna take it slow. We have children to feed. I was so fucking close last time, too. I was like, just inch it in. Nope. Am I being too careful? Maybe. Getting the hang of this, she says after being caught yesterday. Well, now we have food for our rat babies. Hey, Miss Rosa. Oh, hello, Mae. How are you feeling today? Oh, I feel the damp and the cold down here. Yeah. But it's in my bones wherever I go. Ugh, so no harm. Did you want to talk about Granddad? Oh, yes. Where was I? Something about a tide rolling out? Troublemakers in my family? I mean, that could be anything at this point. Right. Back then, there were places that brought us all together, or at least brought us together in bits and bobs. The old Smokies, the Grand Bears, the Lodge of Old, the Church and the Union. There'd be dances up at the HB. That's where I met your granddad, oh, a long time ago. What was he like back then? Plain in most respects, prone to fits of melancholy. but funny and wild when the occasion called. Surprising is, I guess, the word. What do your granddad say, or what do your daddy say about him? Strict but nice, distant but trying. I mean, I guess both of these could apply. They're not usually the ways we want to describe our parents, though. Like, parents don't usually set out saying, you know what? I want my kids to describe me as distant but trying, or strict but nice. I mean, I guess this one sounds better, but distant but trying. Sounds right. That sounds... You all right, Miss Rosa? Like, that sounds what? Oh, yes. Let's talk about it another time. Oh my gosh, you are so good at cliffhangers. Okay, hope you feel better. Oh, Mae. Oh, dear Mae. That kind of implies that, like, maybe she won't feel better, which is really sad. Okay. There's nothing off to this side. There are these different perspectives that we can take on life depending on, like, how old we are and, like, phases of life, if you will. And these are, like, theories that are out there about, like, perspectives on life. These aren't, like, tried and true things. They're just general theories. But as we get older, it's less about our own... This is totally a summary, too. This is less about our own personal development and more about caring for future generations. So it's less about how can I continue to grow and develop as a human being, and more about how can I continue to help future generations grow and develop. And I think that sounds really weird when we're not in that phase ourselves. But it feels more natural if we're in that phase personally. I don't know quite how else to talk about that. Bruce isn't here. But I think that's kind of why when we're older... Oh, Bruce is here. I think that's why when we're kind of older, there's more of an urge to tell stories about what happened in our life. It's kind of this idea of, I want to pass this on to future generations so maybe they can learn from it. Or make my imprint on future generations, that kind of an idea. And so more about future generations and less about us. And that's what came to my mind when Rosa said that, this idea of almost like it doesn't matter what happens to me, it's more about how I can pass this stuff on because your grandfather couldn't. Seen a fire through the trees last night. So that really was like a thing that a lot of people saw, or a lot, I say that one was too. Past these woods here. Weird noises. I just kept to myself and they went away. I mean, that sounds legit too, because if there's all this weird stuff that's happening around town. There's the graffiti, the arm, and if you're an outsider, I think it would be easy for you to get blamed. Like the city council, city hall, whatever, has already tried kind of blaming Bruce for the graffiti. So I can see how it'd be like, oh, I better keep my head down and make sure that I am not associated with that at all. That sounds spooky. Or where? Yeah, like where? Right over there, past the water tower. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's a place where teens hang out. Let's hope that's all it was. In my experience, strange fire and strange voices ain't never been good. I wonder if they'll be back. Hope not. I mean, I wouldn't blame Bruce for wanting to leave, just so that way this kind of stuff didn't get associated with him in some way. You know, there's sometimes this inclination to be very like in group or in crowd when we are in these very small towns or anything that's a small group. It's harder to accept outsiders, and if he hasn't been living here at all, it's easy to see him as an outsider. We just saw Mom at home, and now we gotta go see Mom at work. Hey, Mom. Can't talk today, lots to do. Really? What could possibly be going on? You look like you're reading. Well, sweetie, we have the town council here today. Oh, gosh. And after that, a 12-step program meeting in the basement. That does usually happen in a lot of churches. Oh, wow. And I'm doing both church budget and our budget. That is a lot of numbers. At the same time. I'll leave you alone then. Like slowly back away. Thanks, hun. I say that yet I'm gonna try to talk again. Honey, I really do need to concentrate. I picture a mom voice with that. We still can't open up the door. Mom voice and like saying your full name. I feel like no matter how old you are, probably strikes fear in the hearts of a great deal of us. I've eavesdropped on all these conversations. He's very nice. Oh, Bruce. And? Do I have to advance this? Oh, I do. Yeah, and he can be like the first. A trial run. Where would you put him? Oh, in the basement. Or in the old library. With all the books. He's not gonna eat them. Interesting proposal, Kate. Yes, thank you for bringing this to us. I look forward to us moving forward together on this. It will be brought up at the town council meeting. Oh, that's wonderful. All right, troops, move out. Why would you call them troops? It's so... Okay. The town council... I'm not big fans. Like, I guess there's a feeling of judgment that I get where it's like, or blame. Blame's a better word for it, where it's like, this stuff is going on around town, and I get the feeling that they want to put blame on someone instead of figure out what's actually going on. Because like, oh, it must be what dirtbag teens, I think was the way they phrased it. And then it's like, we must punish them harshly for it, kind of a conversation. And then it's like, oh, well, it must be Bruce. Let's blame Bruce, kind of a thing. And if we're jumping from blame from this thing to another thing to another thing, I don't get the impression that they are being very open-minded about having a conversation about like what could actually be happening. And maybe these aren't actually the people doing this stuff. That's my impression. How's things? Okay, weird dreams. Yeah. Want to talk about it? Not really. I dreamed I was trapped in a wall. Oh, geez. No, I was fine. I knew the rescue crew was coming in a few hours and it was cozy, so I could take a nap, guilt-free. You feel guilty about naps? Wish I didn't. That's probably very relatable. How's the whole thing with Bruce going? I'm hopeful and positive. That sounds like what someone says when they're not. It's fine, Mae. It's gonna be fine. I can see it being really hard to open up and like be vulnerable with some kind of religious figure, pastor, father, whatever title we want to kind of put there. If we don't know them, first off, like this is a new pastor for Mae, but also like if we don't feel very connected to the church, like Mae hasn't been going in a while, because the pastor has been offering a couple times, like you can talk, but Mae hasn't taken her up on that offering. And I can understand why if we don't feel that connection to the church, because the church can have a lot of spiritual, or like the church can offer a lot of things, but if we don't personally feel that offering is extended to us, it can be really hard to feel like there's that safety there. Sorry. Hello. I found fine mouseied friend. Is that a good way to put it? No, I don't know. Hey kid, what you up to? Hey adult, nothing. Sounds good. I was gonna go down to the tracks. Did you want to come? Sorry if that sounds boring. You don't have to go. It's okay. You don't have to like act like people don't want to talk to you. It's okay to just put out the offering and like that's it. Geez, let me answer before you decide I say no. That's also a way you could say that. Oh, okay. Did you want to go? I have to feed my mice children first. Oh, okay. It's fine. It's fine. It'd be really boring anyway. Oh man, I didn't mean to make you sad. I'm just busy today is all. It's cool. It's cool. It's cool. See you later. See ya? Oh, now I feel bad. Where are my mice children? I also want to see what everybody else is up to. Not because I'm like looking at all of my options, but I want to say hi. I also forget, like, if we can max out 1 or 2 people, like how many friendships we can max out. All right, my little miracle rats, time to eat. Wow, that was fast. Okay, one more. Where are you gonna jump out at, buddy? Oh, yes. There's more of you today. You need more food. Yes, you do. Do I have to go get more food? No, I can't click on you again. Still can't go down here. I don't know what's down there. All right, down we go. Let's see if they're talking about the call center. They are not. There's nobody here today. That's weird. Hey, dude. Hello. How's working here going? I don't know. It pays. Your boss is right there. I refuse to unload all that rock salt by myself. It's not even Halloween yet. Your boss, again, is right here. Hey, Mae. How's the pickaxe? Trying to kill me. Unsuccessfully. Thus far, at least. What's so stressful? Well, on top of everything else, we're hosting that stupid harvest play tomorrow. Oh, wow. Yeah, I'm never offering to do this again. What are you up to tonight? Ugh, nothing. I'm like super tired because everything about my life is exhausting. It sounds like burnout to me, this idea, like the feeling of burning the candle at both ends. I guess we could say that that's burnout. Like, let me back that up. If we are to define burnout, couldn't we define burnout as burning the candle at both ends and eventually we just like run out of shit to burn, hence called burnout? And a lot of times we talk about burnout as like a work thing, but it's just a general thing. That's why there can be like caregiver burnout and things like that. And I'm doing the work of like 3 employees plus a store owner, even though I'm 1 employee and I do not own the store. But also like the personal shit on top of that, right? Because her mom is gone and there's like the bills and all this other shit. And I get the impression that she started doing that like probably before she should have been, kind of a thing. Oh, weird. I thought for some reason you owned this place now. You'd think, but also no. I'd rather die. Literally make me a coffin using materials and tools from this store and bury me anywhere else. Jeez, that got intense. Anyway, I'm doing nothing tonight. I can do nothing too. Fine. So are we doing this? No, I gotta go. Not sure. I got a couple other stops to make. Yeah, I gotta go talk to other people. Okay. I also haven't hung out with Gregg. I have other people that I want to talk to. Angus is back. I love Angus's character design. It's just very simple. Hey, Mae. Hey, Angus. How's Videoland? Good, good. Start of the Halloween rush. Oh, yeah. Got a pretty good horror section. Nice. You got a favorite? What, horror movie? Yeah, I bet that kid on the roof has a favorite horror movie that they would love to tell us about. Scythe Sabbath? That's a name. Black Oaks. Black Oaks? Sure. Oh, nice. Witchy. Yeah, it's witchy as hell. And scary. Yeah, that one's like historical. The witchy version. Well, see you later. Bye. We can't hang out with Angus. Who are you? There's like interesting characters randomly throughout. Hey, CJ? Yeah. You were like in high school when I was in middle school. I like how that's how Mae relates to people that she doesn't talk to on a regular basis. It's like, here's where you were when I was in high school or middle school or wherever. Oh, huh. Did I know you? You used to play nerd games with Tom Bradwell. What constitutes as a nerd game? Across the street from my house. Nerd games. That's quite a memory you got there. Do you live here anymore? Nah, just back visiting. For nerd games. They were like pen and paper role-playing stuff, so D&D, Dungeons and Dragons. Cool. But no, I'm just visiting family. Husband's driving down tomorrow. What do you do now? Lawyer. Damn. Oh, wow. Can I ask you some law stuff? It's like, can I quiz you? Is it quiz you or just like, these are the questions I would ask a lawyer if I ever talked to a lawyer. Well, I'm not acting in a professional capacity, but yeah, sure. So someone you don't know comes up and just like randomly talks to you and is like, sure, I'll answer lawyer questions. What's the best way to rob a bank? I feel like the lawyer's answer would be not to rob a bank. I would advise you to not rob a bank. I'm not a lawyer, and this is just my gut instinct here. What's the best way to get out of jail? Hiring a lawyer. Again, not a lawyer, but I feel like that would be the lawyer answer. Let's see how right I am. What's the best way to rob a bank? That's not really legal advice. Legal is like laws, right? And bank robbing is a crime, right? And crimes are against the law. It's all related. I guess, just, you know, bandit mask and a gun. Shit, that's their advice is don't get caught. It's been done. You know, we don't really learn this kind of stuff in law school. What's the point of like going to college if you don't learn useful shit? Mae, your definition of useful probably is different than other people's definition of useful. Just putting that out there. Laws are pretty useful. Useful my ass, CJ. I mean, there's kind of that meme of like hating on lawyers, and everybody likes to hate on lawyers until they need a lawyer. So laws are pretty useful. Sorry, welcome back. Have a nice visit. Bye. See ya. It's like Mae needed a minute to process of like, oh yeah, I should probably like be polite. Here are my manners. Sunny again, thank goodness. What's got you down? Oh, it's nothing. Hey, go Smelters, right? Yeah, go Smelters. Is that like this facade cracking and like they were actually this close to admitting something that wasn't just go Smelters? Like maybe we hate something about our life or this town or our jobs? It's not the worst thing in the world to admit what's going on. It can be very validating. Hi, Gregg. Hey, hey, hey! Hi. Let's go, let's go, let's go. What's up with you? I want to do something. Okay, wow. You drink like all the coffee? You have a near-death experience or something. You drink all the coffee. I like that one. I can't have coffee, makes me anxious. That's very true. That's such a thing that I don't feel like gets talked about. So we're gonna pack up our bags and go on a bit of a tangent here. Put this controller down very gently so I don't accidentally touch a button. We can talk about anxiety as though anxiety is our brain saying, what if some negative thing in the future were to happen? Like, what if I drop out of college? That's a great example. What if I don't do well at college? What if people don't like me? Those are all examples that potentially Mae could have a hard time with when it comes to anxiety thoughts. So there are these negative what if thoughts about the future. And they are possibilities. These are not real things. A lot of times when we are having a hard time with anxiety, we have a hard time saying that these are possibilities. They're not certainties, but we have a hard time saying that. But when we have these anxiety thoughts impacts us on a very physical level. So our body responds with this fight, flight, or freeze response. Our body responds as though we are in real danger. So we get adrenaline pumping through our body, our heart rate increases, maybe we get like sweaty palms, our digestive system might do whatever it does. Might get headaches, like all of those things, right? And so something that can happen if we have a hard time with anxiety is, I had talked about it like when our thoughts are the thing that starts it off, but if we have a hard time with anxiety, if we do something that increases our heart rate, like exercise, because when we exercise, especially cardio, that increases our heart rate, right? It's kind of the whole point of cardio in particular. Or caffeine, which increases our heart rate just because caffeine is a stimulant. When we do those things, in particular, like the caffeine or the exercise, what can happen is our body gets a bit confused. Our body will sit there and go, hey, my heart rate is increasing. I don't quite know what to do with this. I don't know what this is. And the only thing that I know causes my heart rate to increase is anxiety. And then our body and our brain kind of get confused and they're like, you know, I think we're anxious. I think we're anxious now. And so anxiety kicks in because it's kind of like our brain thinks that it's the only possible explanation for why our heart rate can increase. So this is actually a really common thing that can happen where we have caffeine or we exercise and we start to get confused. It's like our body and our brain start to get confused because we're not used to our heart rate increasing for reasons that aren't anxiety. So that's a real thing where caffeine can kind of cause people to feel anxious. And the same with cardio. So that's not talked about very often, in my opinion. So I wanted to talk about it, and we did. So, oh wow, that sucks. And it tastes gross. Hey, you put enough milk and sugar in anything, and it tastes good. Almost anything, I should specify that. Not if it's mostly milk and sugar. Thank you, Mae. Seems like a lot of hassle to make something gross taste okay. I don't like feeling personally attacked by this, Gregg, okay? Good point. So, dude, you want to do something. Ugh, can't today, dude. Or, yeah, man, let's go. I can't decide whether I want to go hang out with Gregg or go hang out with the little mouse guy. Because I don't think we get as many opportunities to hang out with the little mouse guy as we do Gregg. We've had, like, a chance to hang out with Gregg every day. The little mouse guy, we don't have as many chances to hang out with. No, man, it's cool. Hey, I would like to hang out now. Have I missed my chance? I'm sorry. I wanted to hang out. I thought I could go back, just like I could with everybody else. But I can't. Gregg, relieve me of my sorrows. So, dude. Do you want to do something? Yes, I do. Please. Yeah, man, let's go. Oh, woo! Wounds. I want to put it out there that from what I remember of my past hangouts with Gregg, these are things that I do not recommend you do at home. Very potentially impulsive things. Don't recommend. Do I have to click out of this? I really don't. I don't want to. I have actually tried to click and it doesn't let me do anything. No, it's like a kit you can get off the internet. That doesn't sound good. German, we put it together. So it's a motorcycle now. No, it's like a motorized bike thing. It's different. Why don't you just get a dirt bike again? I'm an adult now. I ride a bike. So, like, where are we? The woods. All right. Game is called Night in the Woods. Can I jump on this? Oh. Doom. You're over me. That makes me uncomfortable. Are you gonna jump on this till it breaks? Ugh, bridge to Valhalla! Cross and die, mortal! This log is gonna snap and we're gonna break our legs and have to crawl back to town. Or die of, like, bears and cold. Remember when we used to knife fight? Yeah. We go home with cuts all over our hands. So dumb. Well, what? I got knives right now, just saying. This is the stuff that feels so impulsive. Holy shit, yeah, you're on. First to wuss out 3 times loses. Come get cut, Gregor. Say goodbye to your fingers. Oh my gosh. Stab me once, shame on you. Stab me thrice, shame on you. Ice. Okay. First one to wuss out 3 times. Yeah, I got... On guard! Get stabbed. Oh. Hey, ow. No. This is, like, dangerous. Ow! But I won, so I think... Laugh now! Won't be laughing when I get you! Oh no, my poor guts! Trying to stab a tree instead of me! Okay. Ready? Yeah. Cool. Oh, I didn't win. Go! Ow! Rude! I say that after I cut him. Jeez, you okay, dude? No! I am not okay. You're playing games with knives! People get hurt this way! We can... No, again! Okay, okay. Ready, ready, ready! Yeah. Cool. Go! This is not... Ow! This is not safe! I say as I continue to engage in this behavior. Okay, I might be done. That really hurt. Really? No. Let's go. One last time. Prepare to die. Okay. Ready? Yeah. Cool. Go. Stop. Ow! Stop that! Ow! Stop it. Stop. Ah! You okay? No pity, Gregg. No pity. Okay. Ready. Yeah. Cool. Go. Hey! Stop it. Hey! No, don't. This is so dangerous. Did I get your knuckle there? Oh man, I'm gonna have to explain this to my parents. Attacked by a dog again? Nah, the desk Wyatt had a knife. Okay, ready? Yeah, cool. Did I win? Did I win the impulsive knife fight that I didn't want to take place in? Alright, I'm actually done. You okay? Yeah, I'll be fine. You need me to, like, call your mommy? Sounds like mocking. Yeah, tell her that a precious boy got stabbed in the woods. That was always how it was gonna end for one of us. Okay, well, that's probably enough stabbing for today. All this blood is gonna attract predators. Good point. I mean, this makes me wonder if this is also kind of like an adrenaline rush, doing these kinds of things that feel so impulsive. Wait, why did you have two knives? Huh, good question. Let's bring this log. You didn't answer the question. With the knives? No. This is probably gonna kill us. Nah, dude. Good point. Kind of this idea of like, this is how I feel alive. Like, if we feel apathetic, if we're feeling depressed and we're feeling apathetic, we have a hard time feeling emotions for like anything. If doing these kind of impulsive, reckless things makes us feel alive, that may kind of be how we justify it, I guess. Yeah, man. I was thinking, yeah. Like, if you see a rotting tree or a log or something in the woods, or like there's ice in a big rock, like you have to kick the tree over or break the ice. Like, I can't not do that. Yeah. Like the feel of it's different now because I was here making a difference. Yeah, okay, yeah, that makes sense. These woods will never be the same, man. I changed them. We changed them. Butterfly effect. Dude, someone's gonna die or get born because we broke that log. Crap, man. Yeah. Oh, yeah, this. Swoop. I was gonna say, I'm surprised you still have that. Yeah, well, hunting isn't my thing, but I mean, dude, like, what isn't fun about this thing? Did you ever go? Nah, my dad wasn't into it. Granddad was, but he definitely saw it as a guy thing. That was fine, I guess. I was pretty annoyed by that at the time. If we had the I guess, it doesn't quite feel like it was fine. Kind of like we wanted to do that, but because we're a girl, we weren't allowed to do things that were seen as boy things. Really? Think you would have liked it? Probably, actually. Just like buck hunting or something. Season starts day after tomorrow. Yeah. Well, anyway. I would have liked to have been asked to, at least. You want to shoot this guy? So, like, what's going on there? The forest god. That sounds ominous. Like, in the story? Yeah. Looks like you just stuck a bunch of targets and decoys together. You work, bang bang, with what you got. You want to shoot it, dude? Yes. You should go stand in front and I'll like shoot over your head. Please do not do that. That's how people get seriously hurt or die. Please don't do that. Please do not do that. Dude, please don't. Okay, okay, fine, gimme. Oh, thank God. Wow, this is heavier than I expected. Okay. What am I... Right? So make sure you pull back before you release the trigger. Also, like, before you give anybody any kind of firearm type weapon, please teach them gun safety. Like, don't shoot at something. Like, don't aim at something that you don't want to shoot at. Like, make sure that there's a backing so if the bullet won't continue to go and hit something. Like, all those things. Gun safety. Please teach people gun safety. Then I just shoot wherever? No, don't shoot. Don't shoot wherever. Only point that thing at something that you would want to shoot. Not at me. All right. Oh my gosh. It's like not at the birds, right? If you don't want to shoot the birds, you don't aim it at the birds. What do I do? It's not firing. I've tried all the buttons. Oh, you just have to hold the trigger down for long enough first. Oh, okay, so just hold it down, huh? Okay, which button is my trigger? Oh, that's the trigger. Bam! Am I trying to shoot the head? Are these birds here so we can like try to purposefully hit them? I don't want to do that. Go! See, like that. Well, that shot sure went far. That's why you want a backdrop. Something. Quantity over quality. No, that's not usually how that phrase goes. I'm not gonna hit this. Well, there it goes. How many shots do I have? Ah, there we go. Headshot. I'm okay with hitting the barrel, assuming that there's nothing in the barrel. Barreled! I don't want to hit the sign because, again, it goes past the sign, and I don't want to hit the birds. Hunt that beast. How many shots do I have? Oh. Bullseye. I don't know if that was a bullseye. How many? Don't make me hit a bird. There's so many birds. I don't want to hit a bird. Wrecked. I'm out of bolts. Oh, good. It's cool. That was fun. I can take on, like, vampires now. You could. Vampires of Possum Springs. You could also just, like, not invite them into your home. That's also an option. They're out there. Shiny teeth. Shiny as the night. I was feeling anxious. I would have to hit a bird. Okay, enough shooting for one day. Where are we going? So... what the hell was that? Yeah, that's been happening lately. What has? Electrical stuff? So I don't want to be nosy, but you seem a little up and down today. Yeah, it's a thing. I mean, it's been a thing in general lately, but... I'm a good person, right? That's a heavy question. Like, how do we decide who's a good person, who's not a good person? It's very subjective. And it feels like we have this character who's like asking for reassurance more than anything else. Sure. Or define good. That's technically what I said, is like define good, right? But I feel like if we say that, that's not the validation that our friend is looking for. Sure. I don't know. What's up, man? I try really hard. Angus, like, needs me. He needs a Gregg badly. Is Angus in trouble or something? We all need a Gregg. Yeah, what's going on with Angus and their family? Is Angus in trouble or something? Nah, it's like he hasn't had the best life. His family is like pure trash. How so? Or I assumed his family was polite and quiet. How so? Just like assholes. Really stupid assholes. I just don't ever want to lose him. Not ever. I don't know what I'd do. I don't want to screw this up. So like that feeling when we're in a relationship that we really like or we're enjoying and our anxiety kicks in and says, what if it doesn't work out? And then we fixate on that fear more than the relationship itself. Are you two doing all right? Or what are you worried about doing? Yeah, what are you worried about doing? We've had some arguments lately. About what? Stuff. Maybe I'm inconsiderate. Maybe I'm not good. You're good. So, like, there are some arguments where potentially what's being said is that, like, could Gregg do something different? Potentially, from what very, very little information we have. And maybe Gregg interprets that as, like, he's bad, instead of, like, hey, could you, like, maybe do this thing differently? Because if we are struggling with self-esteem in any way, basically, we interpret a lot of those conversations with significant others as, I'm bad, I'm awful, instead of like, hey, can you try to improve this thing? It's so easy to interpret that as like, I'm horrible. You're good. But I'm just parking lot trash. I've known that all along. So like, I'm not good enough for this awesome person that I'm with. I've got like no future if it was just me. When I'm awake at night, I listen to Angus snore and I stare at the ceiling and I think about how I'm a complete piece of shit. And. Gregg. Calm down, dude. You're good. And Angus is good. It's this idea of like, just because you don't see the good in you doesn't mean that it's not there. And like that kind of, hearing that from someone, especially like Mae, someone that he's been friends with for a really long time, can be really reassuring, but it is so hard to start believing that ourselves. So hard. If we've believed terrible things about ourselves for a long time, it's really hard to start changing that. It's possible, but it's hard. Making any kind of change is hard, including mental change. Yeah, Angus is good. Nice, smart, hot, cool dude. This is also one of those things where it is often so much easier to see the good in other people, and we have a hard time seeing the good in ourselves. But like, take this situation for example. Gregg sees all these amazing things in Angus, and ironically it's kind of like the situation where it's like, oh, I think so highly of Angus, and I bet Gregg kind of sees it as like, oh yeah, Angus makes great choices, right? Because he's smart and just, I guess, smart, right? So if Angus is so smart, would Angus choose a partner who's also not great? But we have a hard time seeing that ourselves when it's our own relationship. Down to chill, etc. Gregg, etc. And you know, he's got that ass. Oh my god, thank you for finally saying it. It's a fantastic ass, right? Fantastic. Mae's nodding, like, oh my god, that ass. Okay, I'm not comfortable with you objectifying my boyfriend. Only his ass. This, it feels like how we would talk to friends. Right here. Like this moment of time. And who could blame you? I forget what I was gonna say. I don't know. Probably worried about nothing. I have really up days and really down days. I don't know which it is until it's over sometimes. I kind of coast through on general blah right now. So kind of this idea that they're both struggling with their, like how they're doing mentally, but in different ways. What kind of birds are those? I have no idea. Hey, bird! Northern dumbfowl. Eastern skinny bird. Do they fly south? Do you want me to make something up? Yeah. Yes. That's good. Doesn't Mae's dad have all those books on birds? Wouldn't she kind of know? Or like she would have the ability to look it up, I suppose. That's a better way to put it. Because just because our parents know shit doesn't mean that we know shit. That's real good. The way that Gregg talks about like the ups and the downs makes me wonder if the game is saying like, hey, he's struggling with some kind of like mental health thing that involves his mood. Whether it be like, there are a lot of mental health things that can involve our moods, and I can't diagnose video game characters, but probably the most common way that we talk, probably like the most common mental health thing that I think we think of as a society when we think of like high highs and low lows is bipolar disorder. And like when Mae kind of describes herself as like meh all the time, that we usually as a society talk about that as like depression. You know, I can't diagnose these characters. In general, you can't diagnose video game characters. But there's something different about how there's some kind of representation with mental health if these are kind of the things that they're talking about too. As far as not just showing potentially like some of the more common mental health things, if that makes sense, as far as like depression or anxiety. And in a way that makes it feel human too. Oof. What's up? Long day. Yeah, same here. How's socializing? Surprisingly tiring sometimes. Yeah, that's why I don't do much of it. So Dad's an introvert, potentially? But also, sometimes it's really hard to socialize if you have a job that involves being around people all day. Because it's kind of like, my social battery has run out because of job. Any idea what was up with Mom today? Oh, she's just stressed. That's vague. Huh, well, I hate to be the one to break it to you, but you spend a lot of adulthood being vaguely stressed. Oh, dang, I thought the stress would at least get more specific. Oh no, you'll have that too. Cheer up, kiddo, it's only life. Oh, only life? Gee, thanks, Pop. Just like existential crisis here. So how about those crawl space boxes? Yeah, okay, I'll move them. TV time? Yeah, for a little bit. And we're back. Great crowd in here tonight. We'd never leave for too long, folks. Say, Garbo. Yeah, Malloy? Crowds like this remind me of our early days. I disagree. None of them were angry and drunk. Most of them, anyway. No, I mean, those old nights, those good nights, just the heat of the stage lights and the thrill of winging it, and the gentle thump of an empty beer bottle thrown at your head. These days, things are pretty cushy. You think we're getting soft? You sure are around the midsection. That's a whoop-up. Malloy, it's company policy to never body shame. Yeah, I'm not a fan of that being the joke. Oh, I never worry about that, Garbo. Why is that, Malloy? I'm what you call body shameless. Coming up next, Garbo and I go to counseling. Fuck. I don't know what I was expecting, but not that. Okay, night, Dad. If I can manage to go up these stairs. God. Just gonna check some instant messages. Hey, kid. Heyo. Thanks for hanging out earlier. No prob, dude. How's your knifed up hand? I'll live. Angus fixed me. Ah, good boyfriend. Yeah, he's a keeper. Sorry, it was a bummer there at the end. It's fine, dude, seriously. Kind of like you don't have to apologize for sharing emotions. Yeah. Get some sleep, man. Will do. Night, bro. It's like actual sleep and not staring at the ceiling, ruminating kind of sleep. Hey, bae, you there? Yes, sir. What are you up to? Doing budget stuff for the shop and watching music videos from the 80s. Okay. Dude, those are the exact things you'd be doing if you were like 20 years older than you are. Well, someone had to take over for my mom. I'm just being thorough. Well, you're doing a good job. Thanks. Gonna get back to work. Night, night. Every time. Alright, well, let's go to bed. Bedtime? Yes. And dream time! Yeah. Are we on a train? I, once again, did not know what I was expecting, but not this. How do I get up there? It's like there's one higher up. I don't know how to get there. I'll go this way. Is that one of them, that sound? It is a sound. Possum Springs, deep hollow country. Oh, okay. I am higher up. Almost. That's not what I was expecting. I think I'm going the wrong way. I'm getting distracted. Good. Okay, so I am still looking for the musical notes. Ugh. Can I fall? Okay. I don't want to test if I can fall or not. Where's the next one? Oh, this will tell me, this light. Oh, it's more off to the right. Okay. So, do I have to go up one? Smoke makes it hard to see. Are you a light? It's not. I feel like this is one of the most confusing parts of the dream sequence, is like finding everything and all the dark. Is that the little guy who I tried to hang out with? Oh, kind of. Well, with a pipe. It's a bit like Gregg, though. Oh, hey. Alright, so where's the last one? I can't just jump down. Oh! That was so close. jump from up here? Ah, this makes more sense. There we go. Took way longer than I'd like to admit. So just back to the center. How's it gonna be this time? Oh! Just crocodile. No big deal. That was a lot of vibration in the controller. Well, I feel like in this episode, in this part, we had a lot of conversations about anxiety. And this idea of how our anxiety shows up in general and how caffeine and cardio can impact our anxiety. But also how our anxiety can impact relationships, to where our anxiety can make us doubt relationships even though things are going well. And how our anxiety and self-esteem can be connected. So much of mental health is stuff this all interconnected. It is so hard to take one concept of self-esteem and just like pull it apart from something else and look at it just by itself, because so much of mental health is connected to everything else in our life. I mean, just like how we as individuals are connected to our families and connected to our community and connected to our thoughts and all this other stuff. Like there's so many connections in mental health, and the same goes with self-esteem and anxiety. All of these concepts are interconnected. And the game has been showing a lot of that, and like how this is impacting Angus and Gregg's relationship, and even just like how that may potentially be impacting their emotions. And maybe that's why we couldn't hang out with Angus. But I really like that. I feel like Gregg and Mae have some common ground in the fact that they're both struggling. And I really like too that neither one really shamed, blamed, or guilted themselves or like the other person for it. You know, Gregg was saying, I have these high highs and these low lows, and Mae was like, I just feel kind of like shit. I just feel meh all the time. And neither one of them shamed, blamed, or guilted the other for it. They were kind of like, yeah, that sucks. There's just like its own sort of validation. And like that's it. And potentially that's a reason why they've gotten along for so long. This validation. And I really like that. I would love to hear what your guys' thoughts are on the game and the videos, and I will see you guys next time.